Hello everyone, welcome to episode 70 of the Bad Bookers Wrestling Podcast. My name is Chris and joining me tonight we have Jack and our guest Darry. Say hello everyone.
Hello everyone.
This is weird, I'm hosting, I'm not used to this.
Smoothman's part-timer, that's why.
Yeah, well Smoothman's got his anniversary and Matt's too busy working, so, or dusting, whichever you want to call it, but you know, we'll go from there. So how are we all doing tonight, guys?
Absolutely splendid, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I'd echo that. Yeah, feeling good. I've ate a lot of Dominoes, so I'm ready.
Well, that's not a bad thing at all. I had nachos. It was good.
You can tell the wife's away.
Domino's is the one. So please sponsor us. Yes, so we got a couple of little bits of news. It's fuck all news, but we'll go through it anyway, and I'd like to get your thoughts if you do not mind. So then we have news bit number one. AEW set up their first TNT show, although they had some technical issues, but saying that it was trouble at Ticketmaster's end apparently. I mean, personally, I think it was sort of expected. They were going to sell out very quickly. Was there sort of a time
I think they said on BTE it was 10,000 in 2 hours.
Mad, but it was always going to sell out.
It might be more
quick.
than 10,000. I can't remember. It's not like I watched BTE earlier on.
Nice. No, again, it's as you say, probably to be expected, and it's going to be a lot of hype and excitement for it.
Yeah, and everyone wants to get to the first show. People want to be there at the first one, so that makes total sense, to be honest. Next bit, I guess, Undertaker signed what is essentially a lifetime deal with WWE. The only details that is for certain is that it stops him from doing any non-WWE event, including, I presume, StarCast, which is what one of the issues was prior, I presume.
Yeah, StarCast, Inside the Ropes with Kenny McIntosh, that kind of stuff.
I really wanted to see that.
Oh well. To be fair, it makes sense. He's your biggest asset, really, isn't he?
It's the Undertaker, isn't it? Like, pay him what he needs and keep him there. Yeah, it was. It's a shame that we're not going to see it, but it's the Undertaker.
Is it essentially a Legends contract, which is what a few of them are under anyway? I presume.
A
lifetime.
more
It's only 2 years,
contract,
isn't it? Lifetime, because he's got to be 100 now, isn't he, Undertaker?
No, he's already dead, mate, so he doesn't age.
Oh
Dead man walking. And finally, Bobby Lashley recently had surgery on his elbow, and it's revealed that he will be out of action until November. Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I'm sorry, I don't want to hate
what he needed.
Yeah, this is a timely thing. He needs to be away from us for a while, I think, and bring him back as a silent killer. No, don't
bring him back relevant.
Bobby Lashley we actually wanted to see, you know.
Yeah,
not this one that they've done. It's like the stuff against Braun was decent. That's the Bobby Lashley we want to see, not the nonsense that we've had. So yeah, it's probably good that he's having a break and
he's been heavily harmed by not having Leo Rush there with him.
Yeah, that helped
since Leo Rush has not left, gone missing. AWOL.
He's got nettled.
He's just. I don't know what Bobby Lashley's doing, but yeah, it's come the right time. He needs a little bit of a break. Shame it's an injury. Obviously, you don't want to have surgery and whatnot, but it might do good for his career.
Yeah, I think so. Because when he was coming back, if you look on paper, like stats-wise, you would have thought he would have been someone that should be challenging Brock Lesnar. Really, like if you look at the history of the two,
MMA
guy as a feud, but they just have booked him really wrong, you know, as they do.
Well, he's been sort of lumbered in this sort of weird Elias, Drew Galloway, McIntyre. So I call him Drew Galloway, so I'm sorry.
Drew Galloway.
Oh, yeah. Did we mention WCPW or Defiant? Because that's done now, isn't it?
Was that last week? That was last week, I think. I can't remember.
Are we playing the game of Chris talks about last week's news again and forgets what it fucking is?
That's a cool game.
Yeah, I did that.
It's bad that it's an injury, but it's good for Bobby Lashley. Come back as a beast. Like, we want to see more of like what he was doing with Braun Strowman. That's what we want to see. That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Stop smiling.
Yeah,
he needs to stop smiling. Just doesn't need a microphone.
Get to it.
Just
don't slap your ass when you come back.
No,
ever. Just don't ever.
Yeah,
I say that he misses Leo Rush and then not slap his ass. That's essentially what Leo Rush made him do. But
yeah,
Leo Rush is just the new Enzo Amore, right? That's.
Yeah, but he can go. Leo can go.
he can cut a good promo and he can actually wrestle, which is always a bonus.
Speaking
It's a
of
shame
Enzo,
he's a bit of a twat.
Yeah.
Speaking of
We always know.
Enzo, there's a picture flown around of Big Kaz Excel now. He has lost that weight.
I've heard he's pretty ripped.
He is ripped.
Where are those two? Are they staying in Ring of Honor, or was that just like?
Oh, I think Ring of Honor ditched them 5 minutes after they did their whole NW Zo thing.
So they'll be in TNA soon then.
TNA, it wouldn't surprise me. The thing with Kaz is that he went public with alcohol issues and
he did an interview, didn't he, where he's like, my attitude in WWE was horrendous going to the back end of it.
You think Big Cass got a chance to do what Drew McIntyre did, go away a while and come back?
100%.
I think he will.
Big Cass could actually go, as long like he's openly admitted that his attitude was stinking during the back end of his WWE run.
Same with Drew
and the start of So and he's a big lad. He's what Vince looks in for.
He's a big, good-looking guy with a lot of hair, with a bit of attitude, and he can. And I reckon that with the right, I don't know, with a bit more training and a bit more experience, he could really do some damage. And I reckon, a couple of years' time, we could see him back. I don't think he's burnt up his bridges with WWE like Enzo has.
I think Enzo wouldn't want to. How do I word this? I think Big Kaz would more likely ring someone up from WWE and just want to talk about it, and would be more than happy to apologise for his actions, whereas Enzo's a bit more stubborn.
It's not just that; it's that by association, Kaz needs to stay as far away from Enzo as he can. He has to, but just being associated.
But they're not going to on the Indies, are they? Because they're already a tag team as such. They haven't really been booked. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Aye.
Indeed. Right then. So that's it for news. Not very much this week, I'm afraid. But we have a couple of questions. We'll go with bad jokes first. Shout out to Spen. Hello, mate. Who will Bray Wyatt? Who will face Bray Wyatt after he's done with Finn Balor? We'll go with Darry first. Who do you think as a guess?
I don't know. That's tough. After Finn, who do we go for? I had assumed it to be Randy Orton, but I'm guessing him and Kofi are going to do a whole big thing for a while. So I don't honestly know at the moment. Like, what show is he officially on? Or does it actually not matter anymore? But he's on Raw.
Like
it doesn't matter, but he's on Raw.
I mean, who gives a crap anymore? I don't know. Maybe is it? I mean, again, is he face? Is he heel? I'm guessing he's heel. So
the Fiend is heel.
I wouldn't know.
The
maybe
Fiend is heel, Bray Wyatt.
Is he going to do over some legend or something?
I reckon that's what I was going to say. He's going to do a legend over. Some legend's going to call him out for Survivor Series. That's the next one, is it not?
Yeah, big one. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, he's done Mick Foley and Kurt Angle. Is some legend going to call him out?
Oh, so we've got Clash of Champions next. So it's a pretty B standard pay per view.
Yeah,
it's saying that they might bring back a legend to get buys for Clash. It's in Charlotte, so he's going to feud with Charlotte.
I would have thought maybe a legend. Keep some momentum going. Yeah, he might just carry on hurting people, and then see from there.
I wanted to be someone like Seth, but it won't be, because throwing him in with a quote-unquote main eventer like Seth right now probably isn't the best idea. So it might be just something stupid like just picking off Rusev weekly or someone else weekly or Shinsuke or someone like that. Sort of a mid-carder every week, and then eventually someone says no and they have a bit of an actual match. And but it depends on what we see on Sunday, I guess.
I think we'll just see him squash Finn Balor, to be honest with you.
He needs to, because Finn's fucking off for a while, so Finn needs a reason to be off TV.
Yeah, Finn's going away.
Yeah, have a couple of months off. I don't know. Yeah, probably some legend, just to keep momentum going.
Maybe something. See, I'd like the idea of him just destroying like William Regal or something. Regal's at NXT. Then all you see is that happen, and then that'd be kind of cool. It won't happen, but it'd be kind of cool if it did. And final question, good old Wahab. Why Timor a plastic? Why is Timor a plastic? Because it's Timor.
Doesn't know how to do fucking predictions, and he's a twat.
Oh,
T-Brick.
T-More.
T-Brick.
Just got slaughtered there.
Oh, jeez. Poor OGs.
Stop. He's already dead.
Right then. We got a choice of predictions or this week's Raw and SmackDown, but I think, fuck it, we'll do predictions. Because there's a whole load to go through here. So, Jack, would you be able to read Matt's predictions?
Yeah.
And I'll read Smoothman's, okay?
Okay.
Smashing, right.
I need to do mine first, because I'm going first, because I'm bad.
Okay, then. I'll unlock these ones here. So, we're cool like this, you see. Okay. I'll unlock mine as well. Sorry, forgive me. We for those who are unaware, we have a spreadsheet. We black out each cell that we've put in our own predictions for because we don't want, copying and shit. So then, Jack, you are up first. You'd love to see it. Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai.
I might rob your gimmick of flipping a coin because I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched NXT for the past few weeks, so I haven't seen this feud play out since the cage match. So I haven't got a fucking clue whether, because Io Shirai's just turned heel, but Candice LeRae I think is going to win the belt at Mania weekends. So you want to make her look strong. I'm going to Candice, I think.
You're going Candice. Okay.
For the main reason that I think she needs to look. I think she's the one to go for the title soon.
Okay.
Or I don't know. Matt has gone for Candice as well. He says, I generally think Candice should be the one to take the title off Baszler. I've been watching some of her matches on the indies, and she can hang with some of the big boys on the indies, and now WWE, NXT, AEW scene. Besides, according to Raw, Io Shirai's already on the main roster. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's in reference to on SmackDown where they put Io Shirai's Twitter handle for Kairi Sane. Nicely done.
Oh dear.
Nicely done.
Oops.
Smoothman has gone for Io Shirai with the reason of being, to be honest, I just picked one. I mean, fair enough. I went with Io Shirai on the basis that she's just turned heel, and for her to be credible as a heel, she needs to win some matches. And it's a nice way to sort of start a feud off with Candice going further down the line. So, I've gone with Io Shirai. Now, Darry, you'll feel free to throw in names as well if you want. I mean, these aren't part of your main five, but if you want to throw in your own predictions, hit me up.
I would say Io Shirai, just because again they've just put heel. They've put a lot of work. Her heel turn's been quite spectacular for NXT level, and I think Candice, yes, is going to be the one that will beat Baszler, but I think if she can lose this by looking strong, and they can build up a bit more sort of underdog goody spirit. So I think Shirai.
And also her theme bangs as well. Fucking love her new theme.
And this has got a huge future. They need to put a bit of effort. Shirai needs the wins to sort of cement this heel turn.
Okie dokie. Right then, NXT Tag Championship. This is a really hard one to call. Street Profits versus Undisputed Era. Jack, you are up first.
It's not that hard. I've gone for Undisputed Era.
Okay, isn't that hard? Okay, fine then.
Matt's gone for Street Profits because it's hard to pick. There's nothing for the Street Profits to do on the main roster apart from chatting to the Goobers backstage. Might as well stay here and wrestle some more. That being said, I'm giving it to Era. You haven't, Matt. You've gone Street Profits. I'm not changing it because reasons. Also, the Street Profits annoyed me with their nonsense before Era's entrance on NXT. Well, Matt's gone for Street Profits because that's what he's put down, but he's explained how Undisputed Era's winning. So there you go.
Nice one. Oopsie. Smoothman has gone for Street Profits. In my opinion, too soon for them to lose the titles. And you could argue that's the case. But I've gone for Undisputed Era because I think UE hold all the gold. Just saying. Darry,
say this every NXT takeover.
Yes, but this is where it's going to happen.
Winning it all. I think they want Profits on the main roster, and I think the Undisputed Era are going to take it again. But I agree with Matt that Street Profits shouldn't. But I think they've already pulled the trigger on that one, which will ruin the Street Profits, and they'll be TNA champions by Christmas.
Yay!
Or AEW now, is it? Sorry.
Yes. NXT North American Championship. Double Team Dream versus Roderick Strong versus Pete Dunne. What a freaking matchup we've got lined up here. Peter Dunne. This could be fantastic. This could be match of the year, personally.
Oh, easy. You can look at it. Jeez.
So then, Jack, who have you gone for, sir?
Big Roddy Strong.
Ah.
Matt's also gone for Roddy Strong.
Have you got
I
a
will give reasons
Jack?
for these. I'll give reason for these at the end of it.
Okay, then.
Matt's gone for Roddy Strong, so he probably wants to go for Velveteen Dream. Can see this being a way to take the title from Dream so they can transition into the main event scene. Pete Dunne has only just come back to NXT for NXT UK. I wouldn't have him have a title quite yet.
Sweetman has gone for Peter Dunneth. Peter. I said a few weeks ago this could be a way to get the belt off Dream without him looking weak and move into a main event title picture. Exactly. However, I've gone for Roddy on the basis that UE hold all the gold, and it's a wave. Roddy can pin Pete, and Velveteen Dream looks strong still. So yes, I'm fine with that. Roddy winning, no problems there. Darry, who have you gone for, sir?
Roderick Strong. I think Pete Dunne's got added to the match to keep Velveteen Dream looking strong.
Yes.
And I think it's time that Roderick Strong had a decent sort of NXT title run. I think, as I heard just then, Pete Dunne maybe too soon to get another belt after the long run he's had. I think he's just been added to the match to make sure that Dream doesn't take the loss.
He's a good hand, isn't he? A good hand.
And he'd be a safe pair of hands for the title for a little bit until they figure out who's stepping up next. But yeah, and Roderick Strong, Peter Dunne could feud for forever.
Yes, they could. NXT Women's Championship, Shayna Baszler as champion versus Mia Yim. Jack, who have you got and why?
Shayna Baszler. As much as I love Mia Yim, Shayna Baszler's far too good. And like I said earlier, I think Candice is going to be the one to take it off her. Because maybe at Mania weekend, maybe before that, because I think people are starting to want Shayna to lose it. So it's the perfect time to keep having her win it. You get what I mean? And eventually, when she loses it, that pop's going to be huge.
Yes, indeed.
Matt said, sort of spoiled this, but she's perfect for this. No point in going up to the main roster. She'd get lost. Keep her beating the entire locker room. Also, Yim questioned whether Baszler has ever won anything on her own, despite the fact that the horse ladies turned up after she won the title the first time. Do some research before we get a promo, you dog.
Wow.
Matt's cutting promos on Mia Yim there.
Oh, firing shots. Sweetman's gone for Mia Yim. Okay. Reason being, surely it's now time for Baszler to lose it? Question mark, question mark, question mark. No, it's not. Shayna wins, I think. I don't think Mia Yim's quite ready for it yet. Even if she
think
wants to
she's
take
ready,
time.
she's just not the right person.
No, I don't think...
She's a fantastic wrestler, but
yeah,
not...
she's not that caliber personally. So yeah, I think Shayna retains. Darry, who have you got and where?
Yeah, Shayna again. I don't. Yeah, as you say, Mia Yim's a fantastic wrestler, but I don't even think she's done herself proud in the promos leading up to it. So, nah, I don't think she's ready. She's not there yet. She's not taking the title from Baszler, that's for sure.
Fairy snuff. We have the NXT Championship, 3 stages of hell. Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano. Jack, who have you got and why?
Adam Cole
Baby.
to finish off Undisputed Era, finally getting all the gold, and then they do the same thing like they normally do. Johnny Gargano's walking up the ramp, and Tommaso Ciampa comes out, but he doesn't attack Johnny Gargano. They become friends for a little bit, and
Well,
they
they
go
are
after
friends.
Undisputed Era.
DIY return. I like the sound of that. Who has Matthew gone for?
Oh, Adam Cole.
Yes.
He says, I haven't got a clue how this one will go. Tossed a coin and it landed on this end. It's that close. I guess when push comes to shove, Cole should retain the setup era with all the gold. This sets up a really cool reason for War Games. A War Games match where it's all the gold versus all the challengers. Winner takes all, kind of feel.
Winner take all. Winner.
Take all.
Smoothman has gone for Adam Cole as well because he needs to keep it, says Smoothman. I've gone for Adam Cole because Undisputed Era take all the gold. That's in response to everything, but the thing I'm finding a bit weird is every heel's going to win.
Hence why we've gone Candice LeRae.
Yeah, I've got every heel winning.
Candice LeRae.
But then you see Yes, Undisputed Era heels.
Then
But
yeah,
they're
they're
cool
not.
heels.
It would be a pop, wouldn't it?
You get a massive pop because the matches will be incredible, so it doesn't really matter too much.
Because if it does go with Undisputed Era winning all the golds, you see like Undisputed win it, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, Undisputed won the tag team gold." I assume this is how the order is going to go.
Yeah.
And then Roderick Strong's going to win it, and they're going to go. They're not going to put all the golds on them, are they? And then Adam Cole wins, and it'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Well, I just think they're going to start with Street Profit. They'll start with a tag match. They tend to do.
They
it that
usually
way, don't
do,
they?
yeah.
So I don't know why you've got Candice first.
Because I usually do title matches after single matches, because title matches, due to popular belief,
Oh, well,
more important.
Darry, who you got and where?
Adam Cole. Yeah,
Okay.
I think, yeah. Plus, my daughter would never talk to me again if I picked anyone other than Adam Cole. She's a massive Adam Cole fan.
I'm trying so hard to get
oh.
my kids into wrestling. My 8-year-old's sort of into it.
Mine runs around with the whoop whoop too sweet as well. She's on it. She's
Get her
on
on
it.
the
No, yeah,
podcast.
I think Adam Cole. Yeah, just like he's doing bits. And,
We
yeah,
don't know the third stipulation yet, do we? So
Ciampa guest referee.
all I know at the moment is Gargano picked a street fight, and Adam Cole picked up a straight up wrestling singles 1-on-1 match. And
Throw him in
then
a cage.
Regal picks the last one, doesn't he? If I remember.
Hell in a Cell.
On NXT.
Can't really do that. I'll be because you need the cell hanging above the ring, so it wouldn't be a
That would be
Cell
This is a
match or
surprise.
That would
Boiler
just take
room
up the
brawl.
whole stadium, you know.
it'd probably be a full count anyway match.
Yeah.
Just gonna strip that out.
And it just ends
I don't know
up.
if it will with the street fight. No.
I don't
Well,
know.
maybe.
Well, I think it's Regal picks the last one. I think.
A bra and panties match. Right then, so that is NXT TakeOver Toronto's predictions completed. We're now on to
It's very
SummerSlam.
exciting. I'm more excited for Takeover than SummerSlam.
Well, that's I'm very much excited. But I mean, to be honest, the SummerSlam card does look kind of good. If you
Yeah.
look at it, it does. It's a good card. I
From a
still
wrestling
think.
point of view, I worry about the storytelling of these matches, but from a wrestling point
That's
of view,
main roster WWE. There isn't any storytelling,
Nah, we don't go with
so you
logic
don't have to
on
worry
it.
about it.
that's the
As an aside, I'm pretty sure Shinsuke Nax and Ali are going to have a match as well. It
Yeah,
hasn't been
probably.
made. It hasn't been made official. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a match soon.
Pre-show.
Probably. So then we will start with the Fiend versus Not the Demon.
Bray
basically
Wyatt.
Bray
next.
Wyatt versus
Matt's gone for Bray Wyatt.
Finn. Matt's gone for Bray
He
Wyatt.
said he's given a reason. I'm not bothering reading the reason out because it's Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. Smoothman has also gone for the Fiend, I presume. Yeah, he's gone for Bray Wyatt. He hasn't gone for the Fiend, he's gone for Bray Wyatt, so useful. I've also gone for the Fiend, and Darry, you can have a shot. It's up to you.
100%
Stab in the dark if you want. Finn Balor, maybe?
one. It's the only one on the card I'm 100% confident of getting right.
Finn
Yes.
Balor.
Yeah.
Or Jackie Boy, we have got Kevin Owens versus Shane O'Mac. If KO loses, he quits the WWE.
You don't know how close I was to picking Shane McMahon. Like, unbelievably close. As
Why?
in, I changed my mind at 5-8.
Why?
Because it's something WWE would do.
Always the storyline when they threaten to sack someone, but they you know, there's always a reason they add that.
Shane
stipulation.
McMahon is a McMahon.
They've got some
therefore-
crazy storyline idea to sack Kevin Owens and bring
Exactly.
him back or something.
Get him into AEW, and then, but he's still under contract with WWE.
Coast to coast on a pole match.
So I'm going Kevin Owens because Shane McMahon's going to eat like 10 stunners, and then.
Oh, I hate Kevin Owens doing the stunner.
No, I love it. I love it.
He doesn't do it right. The kick
Yes, he
is wrong.
does.
Shane sells it well. Is the only reason that people think he does it right. He doesn't. He's got to stop doing it. It's not working. It's upsetting me.
It pops the crowd, so I guess that's all that matters. Matt's gone for Kevin Owens as well, saying, have a horrible feeling Shane could win with a shoddy finish with Drew or Elias or some other gimp helping him out. But I don't want that to happen, so predicting a KO victory.
Somerthman, aka Smoothman, has gone for Kevin Owens. Reason being, KO must win. I have already promised Alistair will no longer pay for the network if Shane wins.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I've gone for Kevin Owens as well. I mean, it's the most logical thing to do here. Yeah, which is why it could be a proper bait. There has to be at least one bait and switch. I mean, I've already got one in, but yeah, it's most logical way of doing it. I think building Kevin Owens as an Uber face looks really good. I think it's a good thing that they got going at the minute. So yeah, KO. Darry,
I'm glad this wasn't on my list. I am actually going to stick to it, and I am actually going to go for Shane in some dodgy way. They always, when they make these threats, if they're trying to book Owens as this new sort of Austin-esque character, how many times with McMahon he's been fired and this and that and suspended. I just think they're going down that road, and they want to make sure that
really like
even more hated. So I'm going with Shane.
What I'd really like to see is Shane wins. Obviously, I've picked Kevin Owens. I'm not changing that now, but Shane wins. WWE put on their Twitter, "Oh, Kevin Owens' contract has been terminated with the company, featuring Jether and all that." Kevin Owens follows AEW on Twitter because that will get the Twitter smarts all talking.
Yes.
Leave it about a month, but WWE will be back within a week. Leave it about a month and just have him come out and destroy someone after a month.
And the thing is, don't forget, Elias and Drew haven't got any matches. I just think it's looking too obvious of a Kevin Owens win, and SummerSlam matches, as good as they all look too obvious. So Shane for me. I'm just glad it wasn't part of my 5. But Shane.
Yeah. It does have a sniff of the old Miz and Shane about it, doesn't it? And I went for Shane, and I got the prediction right on that.
And if they want to do this right, Shane, I know Shane's hated and we all want him gone, but they have to really hate him. You know, like, I mean, passionately.
Smoothman's going to cancel the network.
JBL champion hatred, you know? Like, just proper hatred.
Yeah. Oh,
so
God.
I'm going with Shane.
Oh, God. Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggles. Jack, who have you got and why?
You don't know how close I went for Dolph Ziggler.
I don't know.
I think this could have been the bait and switch.
Nah.
But then I thought to myself, the only reason why Dolph Ziggler's facing Goldberg is they want to make Goldberg look $1 million, and that's what Dolph's good at. So I've gone for Goldberg. Matt's gone for Goldberg as well, because the only thing Dolph is good at is selling. Goldberg has killer moves. I generally fear for Dolph's life when it takes a spear, and I really look forward to it.
That's what Matt. Smoothman has gone for Goldberg. Goldberg will squash him so everyone forgets what happened at some Saudi house show. That's my opinion on it, basically. Goldberg, quick, 30-second match, 1, 2, 3. Dolph Ziggler looks like he's out of Steel Panther now. He's out of that Steel Panther metal band. He's just like an 80s metalhead now. It's a weird sort of character he's playing.
Steel Panther rule, though.
But he looks like he's singing like Steel Panther. He really does. Darry, who have you got? I mean, I don't even need.
Same. Goldberg. Dolph Ziggler can sell. Goldberg needs it to make amends. It's a perfect matchup, really, for what they both need. You know, Ziggler's gonna get his 5 minutes of fame facing Goldberg, and it tick a box of a childhood hero thing in it. But yeah, Goldberg, squash him. Everyone looks good. So Ziggler does what he does best, selling. Goldberg does his 3 moves of doom and rides off to the sunset.
3 moves
Hopefully
of doom.
Forever.
Fair enough. Era versus Era. Charlotte Flair versus Trish Stratus. Jack.
Charlotte. Because you can't have Trish come back in and beat one of your top girls, really, can you? That wouldn't make much sense. Matt's gone for... I nearly said Trish then. Matt's gone for Charlotte as well. What would be the point in the Trish win? She won't be coming back full time, so she doesn't need a win.
Smoothman has gone for Flair because reasons. Cheers, Smoothman. Now, I've gone a bit hometown poppy, and I've gone Trish on the basis that Toronto, you get a big pop because, let's be honest, the Raw submission match, Natalya, later on down the line, Natalya's supposed to get a hometown pop. She won't fucking get a hometown pop. Trish will get a massive pop. And Toronto needs a really good feel-good moment because later on there's not going to be fucking many of them. So, yeah, Trish for me. It's an exhibition match. It doesn't really matter whoever fucking wins. It doesn't matter. It's not going to harm Charlotte in any way.
No, not at all. And that's why I think. See, this one was tough.
It's tough to
Because
call.
are they gonna really upset all Canadians by having Natalia and Trish losing the same match, same card? I can't see it. What else was the point of this match? Trish has probably got this one match left in her. That's probably why she needs to win. Go out in her hometown on a high, beating Charlotte Flair in a roll up or something. That will take the way Charlotte can look big. But it's Charlotte Flair in it, and they absolutely adore. She's the female Roman Reigns, so Flair. But it shouldn't be.
Fair enough. I think I've pulled off a big one. I reckon I genuinely think Trish is going to win that.
See, I
can believe because in the promo she's like, I'm going to do it for my kids. She's basically regurgitating the Goldberg promo. So I'm just thinking, it seems
realistically this is probably going to be her last match, isn't it?
Most definitely. Good way to go out.
Go out in Canada, beating Charlotte Flair.
What happens in your last match?
She's fine.
You lose.
Cruiserweight Championship match. Drew Gulak versus Oney Lorcan. Jack, who you got?
This match. It's like
I've had it in my head ever since he's gone there. Only Lorcan will be Cruiserweight champion at some point. Now, Drew Gulak is my guy. He is my G. So when I saw it would be Only Lorcan Drew Gulak, I was like, fuck you, Triple H, you cunt. You're making me pick between my head and my heart.
It's funny. I said the same things about you guys when you put it on one of my 5.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
And I've gone with my head, and I'm sticking to my guns, and I'm thinking Only Lorcan will take it.
Wow. Okay.
It means hot shot in the title because Drew's obviously just won it, and he has had the defense, but I think it was always in my head anyway. Always Only Lorcan going to take the belt at some point.
In the end of the day, you got to have something different from everyone else, otherwise everyone's going to have exactly the same results. So you got to try, And
what would we talk about?
Exactly, Matt. Oh yeah, Jack, you're covering.
Matt's gone for Drew, saying he'd love to see Lorcan win, but they don't hotshot the 205 title, Cruiserweight title.
205 live title.
So he's gone for Drew.
Smoothman has gone for Drew Gulak. Would love to see Only win, but that will happen. I've gone for Drew Gulak as well. All I can do is echo what everyone said. I like Only Lorcan. I like his character. He's fucking funny on Twitter.
Brilliant on Twitter.
Yeah, I love a bit of Twitter banter from wrestlers, so that's fine. But yeah, Drew is fucking fantastic, and keeping the title on him, I think it works well for me. So yeah, I'll go with that. Darry, this is the first of your 5 predictions. What have you got?
And it's the first time I've really cursed any of you. So I was like, couldn't you just put something else? Like this for me.
I was fucking right. I was
brutal, man.
For 2 weeks trying to get some unpredictable ones.
Like for me, this is. I've really enjoyed 205 for the last few weeks. I'd like to put that out there. I've watched it probably more than any other wrestling show. Big on 205. I like what they're doing. I like the show, the hour thing. It's great. It's a great show. And I would say this match is going to almost steal the show, potentially. When these two are on form, what a match. Do you know what I mean? But I went like the others have done. I went with my first gut when I saw the match. I think Drew Gulak retains in some shitty little heel way, which will maybe spoil the end of the match. But I think Gulak retains. That was my first hunch. And I think that's what I should stick to. But I'd love to see Only Lorcan win it. And I think he will. I just don't think now. I think Gulak as heel and Lorcan pushing him is exactly what 205 needs. But big shout outs to what 205 are doing. Show.
I've been screaming it for months.
Yeah, same. And I've mentioned it every Sunday on my stream when I'm doing wrestling. Watch 205. Trust me, guys. It's a lot of fun. It's that bite size, great stories, good matches. I'm loving it. And Drew Gulak as champion is great.
There's a little bit of me that thinks 205 Live is like that undiscovered indie band that you like, that no one else that no one's heard of. And then when it starts getting really popular, you don't like them anymore. 205 Live is what Biffy Clyro used to be to me. I love Biffy Clyro. I loved them to death.
I get that.
And then Puzzle came out, and I liked Puzzle, but then anything after that was shite.
And I was excited to see on Twitter that Chris Sabin was at the Performance Center. I'm hoping that means Chris Sabin rocks up on 205 Live. That'll do me.
They've had a load of old people.
I'm assuming it's his injury, maybe guest trainer, but I'm hoping that it means Chris Sabin's going to 205 Live. I would literally.
That'd be cool.
Maybe.
I would be excited.
I watch. I usually after 205s you'll see a load of highlights of bits and like the best bits of it on Reddit, and I'll check those and be like, yeah, that's fucking cool. I like that. It's like the I was talking about before the Drake Maverick and Mike Kanellis stuff. I really liked that sort of stuff. Right then, US title AJ Styles versus Ricochet. Jack, who you got and why?
I'm going out there.
You're going Ricochet, aren't you?
I'm going Ricochet.
I had a feeling you were going to do that.
Not to win the belt.
To win the match, but not the belt.
Yeah, I think it's going to be DQ finish just to keep Ricochet looking strong, and AJ looking like, the boys are here. We're going to take over. Don't care about the result as long as I keep my title, kind of thing.
Too sweet.
Too sweet, me brother. Oh, Sue.
Who has Matt got?
Matt's gone for AJ because Klube in it.
Klube. I love you, Matt. Smoother has gone for Styles. The club will be involved. Enough said. Yeah, I'm gonna go with AJ as well. I think Ricochet can eat a clean loss still. Honestly, it doesn't even need the club interference.
I think he can. I just don't think they'll have him.
Oh no! I mean,
I think after the Raw reunion stuff with him missing out on that DX rub he was supposed to get, I don't think he'll lose clean at SummerSlam.
But either way, I can see AJ's going to retain no matter what. Or AJ's going to win the match, rather. And I'm fine with that. Gary?
Yeah, DQ finish. Ricochet, DQ, not win the title.
So Ricochet wins the match.
Ricochet wins the match. So Ricochet, we work on winners, not who wins.
Ricochet will win the match. Club and AJ will pound on him. Usos will come save. They'll do some big, long ting finish to hurt the club, and then everyone goes off into the next match.
Don't let Jimmy drive home. SmackDown, well, he's not allowed to anyway. SmackDown Women's Championship, Bayley versus Ember Moon. Jack, who you got and why?
Bayley.
Yeah.
Don't care about this storyline. It's been trash.
Yeah, agreed.
It's just like, I pick you. You lose every week. I'm going to save you. Oh, belly to belly. So, Matt, this was Matt's. Matt was very cautious on his reasoning, and he was like, if we didn't want to read it out, we didn't have to. But then I thought it could cause a bit of a discussion. Realistically, I know it's three white men talking about it, but he says, WWE have never had two black top champions, and they won't start here.
I don't think that's anything to do with it, personally.
No. It'd be interesting to, like, I think they will at some point. I think that they'll not out of, we need some black champions, because they've got too many good black wrestlers, if you will. But I can see why Matt was thought it might be very controversial, but I think it's a valid point that WWE haven't really had the best history when it comes to it. No. I mean, it could happen, but I don't think Ember Moon's winning here anyway.
No, I mean, just sort of pick up what Matt said. Personally, I don't think there's any sort of correlation between it. I think, put simply, it needs to be the right person at the right time. Color doesn't factor into it. And yes, they made a big deal out of the Kofi situation, and
I think it did back in the day, but not now.
No, it doesn't. It shouldn't matter now. But I mean, I said this at the time when Kofi won the title at Mania. Being a white male in my early 30s, I didn't necessarily realize just how much it meant to the black community. It didn't. I mean, it didn't really sort of fathom with me. But then I saw like Shad Gaspar and MVP crying in a bar about it when it happened, and you've got my friends, my black friends, going talking about it in sort of that in that sort of way, and it didn't really sort of correlate with me. But yeah, wow, I don't really know how to finish that sentence, to be honest. It's just sort of getting my opinion across on it.
I think it will happen.
Yeah,
it'll happen. It won't happen now because I think Bayley's just winning anyway.
Yeah. I don't think there's any sort of link to it at all, personally.
Well, I think it would be booked a bit better than it has been. It would be booked better than it has been.
I agreed. Oh yeah, Smooth and wins Bayley.
If it was going to go down that way.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to mention who. Well, yeah, Smoothen and I both gone for Bailey. Smoothen said, feel like Bailey can't lose it too soon, but at the moment she's trash, therefore I went Bailey. I just basically, well, put simply, this feud's been booked so poorly that it would make no sense for Bailey to drop the title. It's been such a shit booking, this whole thing, when it could have been done so much better.
I like the idea of Bailey picking Ember Moon, and then like a few days later, Bailey's offering out her title to Trish Stratus when she comes back as like a brilliant, and then Ember lose cleans to Alexa Bliss the week out. It's like, oh, this is a bit shit, isn't it? And then Natalia completely destroys Ember Moon last week, and then Bailey has to make the save. It's like, wow,
what a waste of Ember Moon! Like, this makes me angry. Like, I am a huge Ember Moon fan, like big Ember Moon fan. I fucking. And she deserves it more than any, but this has just been nonsense and so obvious that Bailey's retaining. Like, and always when I pick my opponent, you always beat them, don't they? They never pick. No, I feel sorry for Ember Moon because it's trash, and this was a big shot. You know, like it could be such a good match if you think Ember Moon Bailey, and you remember some of the matches these people have had.
But it would still be a good match.
It's just going to be a crappy finish. Road Dog's going to write the finish just to make it even more crappy.
I remember Ember Moon's debut, and I remember seeing the clips for the first time. I thought, what in the fuck? It was at a takeover.
You know, and I don't know what else Ember Moon has to do. Like Money in the Bank, she was the one that shone out of that match. You know, the ladder match. She was fucking great in it. And I don't know. I feel sorry for her because she's much better than what they're doing.
Was that?
Don't know why the ladder match prompted this in my brain. Charlotte Flair, Trish Stratus. The other reason why I picked Charlotte destroys Trish Stratus, and then Liv Morgan comes out to make the save.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I think Liv Morgan will be a bit longer before.
But Liv Morgan's injured, isn't she? Actually injured.
I don't think so. I haven't heard anything.
I think it'll be a while longer. Make it a bit more spectacular.
Oh, no, Ruby's out. Ruby's just had a second surgery. That was it. Ruby Wright just literally had a second surgery today. She's out for a long time. But yeah, Ember Moon, she fully deserves it. But if the feud is booked better, then yeah, I'd give a toss. But I'm sure it'd be a fine match. I just don't give a fuck.
I just hope it's just not a one-off. Like, do it again. Do you know what I mean? Like, do it properly. Put some meat into it. Like, if they put on a really good match, which these two have the capabilities to do, let them go again. You know?
Yeah. I mean, maybe
go again because this has been put so badly that
the only way it can be saved is those two now have to save it in the ring. You know?
I mean,
I'm sure they will because they're two fantastic wrestlers.
I'm saying maybe this is just a test to see if Ember can, if Ember's main event caliber, which she is. She's main event caliber in NXT, sure, but that's a whole different level.
Shouldn't even be tested, to be fair. But Bailey's trash. Like I'm just waiting for a Bailey heel turn. I want a Bailey heel turn like I wanted John Cena heel turn though. Just turn her heel.
Bailey's heel turn for one night against Sasha, I loved it.
The pop that got.
You ain't shit, Sasha.
Yeah, the pop as well. Like that's one of the last good pops that wrestling's had when she started twatting her with it.
Because it came out of nowhere. It was like ding ding ding, end of the match, and she just comes from running under the ropes and just starts wailing on Sasha.
Wailing.
Fucking loved it.
Or does Sasha get involved? So does she come back at SummerSlam?
I couldn't care less at this point.
But WWE 2K20 has got a lot of Sasha in it, so it will have a lot of Sasha.
What was it? The whole thing about Daniel Bryan is now 4 horsewomen, isn't it? So they have to
it's a showcase for 4 horsewomen. Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of Sasha.
Throw money at them if they manage to buy out Canellis.
Still under contract for another 2-3 years. I think
they would have made us some promises. SmackDown women's roster, she could easily just be top of that for a while and be happy.
They've just done everything. What Sasha? Because Sasha really wanted to face Trish, so let's give it to Charlotte Flair. There was rumors that there was plans to put her in the Money in the Bank to have her win it. She was going to be the one to win Money in the Bank. So let's give it to her best mate because she's not cooperating.
She'll be the one to take it off Bailey, I think.
I couldn't care less. Until she comes back, I couldn't care less.
There has to be... Sasha has to be the heel. Because Sasha, as a heel on NXT, was fucking incredible. Making that little kid... What was her name? Lizzie or Izzy? Fucking destroying that kid. Making her cry. I love it.
And even when she debuted, like she even made Naomi and Tamina relevant with that little group. I quite enjoyed that little faction they had for a little
Team
bit.
Bad.
That's
Team
it.
Bad.
Team Bad. I even enjoyed that for a little bit. I'm glad it didn't last very long.
It's got Tamina
But
in it, that's why.
I
Tamina's
enjoy it.
quality.
Tamina's got merch.
We
Tamina
loved
has merch.
That's still one of our highest listened episodes, by the way. Tamina has merch. I've got the analytics. It's one
Yeah,
of the
because everyone's
highest
clicking on it, like, where can I buy the merch?
fucking merch.
What merch?
Right, you went for Bailey, Derek. Even though it's
Yeah,
the one
but Bailey went.
Yeah, you went Bailey. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, Raw Women's Championship submission match. Becky Lynch versus Natalia. God, I love gimmick matches. I love them so much.
Everyone's shitting on this. I think this has been booked really well.
It's been booked well, but I don't like gimmick matches.
Submission matches, meh, but both of their finishes are submission matches. It makes sense. They were going to get tapped out either way.
Oh, 1 second.
They've made the sharpshooter look strong again, which I've really, really, really liked.
Did Becky tap to it on SmackDown?
She didn't tap to it, but she got to the ropes, and then Natalia didn't. She just dragged her away from the ropes, and then
That's
kept it on. And Becky sold it really well. I just really liked how they worked it with Finlay training Natalia to get out the armbar, and Becky coming in being like, "You're a traitor, mate. You're a traitor," even though he's Northern Irish.
Mate?
Even though he's Northern Irish and she's Irish. Like,
Yeah.
less said about that.
So you fucking think the troubles didn't happen?
And then,
God, why did
like I said, they've made sharpshooter look hella strong for once.
Yes.
But I know Natalia trains everyone.
But Natalia can't put a sharpshooter on.
Yeah, but
Natalia's
at least people are selling it well. Like Ember Moon sold it well on the outside.
Natalia's not horrible. She's a solid wrestler, but she doesn't have.
She wouldn't be training everyone if she was horrible.
Yeah, she's a solid wrestler, and no. I'll put it this way: she's a very good wrestler, but she has nothing else going for her. I'm sorry, but
she's got no character.
That's
she's
what I mean
not
by
as
horrible. Like even in this, like they've booked it really well. She's let it down. Like I'm not buying the shove on Trish. That was rubbish, and the Bailey one. It just didn't look good. Like they booked it well. Like the idea of it is
the only thing I'm not liking is who the fuck's the heel, because they're both heel. I think at this point, it's like I don't get what's going on.
What I was reading
Becky's
is they're trying to get Becky back to when she first turned, aren't they? That Becky instead of the arrogant one. So I'm guessing.
Well, they need to get her away from fucking Seth Rollins.
I think that'll be happening very, very soon. More on that.
Breaking news.
So
More
Matt
on that.
has gone for.
Matt's gone to Becky. Natalia isn't good enough to be in the match, let alone hold the title. She trains Becky, so Becky shouldn't be in the match either.
No. Smoothman has gone for Becky Lynch. There's no reason for Nat to be winning this. Becky has to win. I've gone for Becky as well because I'm not a fan of Natalia's character. Natalia as a wrestler, fantastic. Well, a good wrestler, but she doesn't have the charisma, I don't think, to hold that title. The Raw flagship shows women's title.
You're not going to take it off Becky. You're not going to have Natalia take off Becky. This is the problem with Natalia. Before Darry says who he's going to pick, I'm sure we all know who he is. She's good, but she's not as good as everyone else.
She's not credible, I don't think.
I think she's credible to an extent, but she's not. She hasn't got the character of a Becky Lynch. She's not as good as a Charlotte Flair. There's people that can do it better.
Yeah.
But she's just there, kind of mid. There's a lot that happens in that in New Japan as well. Whereas Taichi, he's kind of like a middling guy, but he is quite good. But because he's not as good as an Okada or a Will Ospreay, people shit on him for it. Yeah. I think this is what happens with Natalia here as well.
We're not like Toriano, but what can I say?
Oh, fucking cunt.
Oh, I love a Toriano pop.
I've got a bunch of B block matches to watch, and I don't want to watch. It's the one of the next B block match I need to watch is him beating John Moxley, and I can't be asked.
Darry, who have you got on why, Sunshine?
Yeah, Becky, Natalia will make it a good match, but I think it's as you say, Natalia is filler for whatever next few come in. She's a good step between Lacey to whatever next for Becky Lynch. She'll put on a good match. The crowd will be behind her, so it will help as well. But Becky retains. Yeah, Becky.
The thing for me, and this is something that you just pointed out. It's a filler match. This is SummerSlam. This is one of the main four.
And this is filler.
And this is a filler for between feuds. It doesn't make sense. This should be
and plus
the
it's in
culmination.
plus it's in Canada. You know,
Yeah, it's in
Canada
Grand Canadia. It's been this should be the match that's culminated after WrestleMania. Because obviously WrestleMania
shouldn't have been
stories.
Natalia then, but it's filler for whatever's coming for Becky Lynch next, isn't it? Like, and Natalia's a safe pair of hands.
Yeah,
but as you say, she's not Raw Women's Champion material, especially taking it off Becky. Can't see it.
Okay, WWE Championship. Now, I've seen what people have predicted. Jack, who have you got? Kofi or
I've
Randy?
been saying for months that Kofi's going to lose the title at SummerSlam, so I've gone for Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, I think so.
Because you can't. Whenever first thing I thought when they said it's going to be Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton, this is the time when Kofi Kingston gets his retribution after what happens. There's no way he's losing it against Randy Orton. It's going to be a solid, great match, and Randy Orton's the type of name to make Kofi's reign last that little bit longer, I think. And after everything that's happened, it's like I said last week or the week before, it's accidentally the best story WWE have done.
Yeah.
Ever since the whole stupid thing to Ali getting injured and whatnot. It's just accident. Everything seems to be falling in place, and this is Kofi retribution.
Normally, like sometimes they ignore opportunities like that. They actually run with this one, which means a change.
I think Kofi and Orton push for this, massively push for it.
And it's a good end to their story.
Yeah, very much. Who has Matthew got?
Matt's gone for Kofi as well. Orton doesn't want to be a full-time guy anymore. He's getting close to Cena's title level, which Vince doesn't want him to have.
What?
I don't know what number of titles he's on. Is it
must be about 8 or 9, something like that.
No, he's on double figures. Isn't he?
Double figures, and he 12 surely. Orton's got to be, because
him and Cena flip-flopped it around, didn't they?
Yes, too many cooks, etc. Smoothman has gone for Kofi, and reason being, I've ummed all week about this. I nearly went with Orton, but I think Kofi needs this to overcome a long story continuity. Yeah, I understand that.
WWE in continuity.
No, and that's why I've gone for Randy Orton. I think Randy's going to win this. And I think he's going to do it with a punt as well. I think he's going to do it with a punt, right? And
I think that'd be quite a good pop if Kofi kicks out of the punt.
He's no way kicking out the punt. It's not going to happen.
No.
Punt's a killer. I genuinely think Orton's going to win this. I think there has to be at least one major shock at SummerSlam, one of the big four, and this is the shock for me. Orton's going to win the title. I can't even give it any more. I just want to say this has been built fantastically. The promos over the last week or two, even the
video packages,
the
have been
VT
fantastic.
for fucking SmackDown. That was a brilliant VT. I loved it. I even loved the graphics of Orton coming out looking all angry, and I loved the graphics behind all of it. It's been a fantastic build for this. I think it's time for Kofi to lose. And
that's what I've been saying for months. As soon as I saw it was Orton, I was like, Kofi's winning this, 100%. And this is what. But the thing is, this is what Kofi needed in this title run, because I feel like I'm more excited now than I was a couple of months ago. I thought, hence why I was saying Kofi needs to lose it at SummerSlam, because his championship reign is getting a bit stale. Just a couple of video packages, boom, I'm invested again.
And this is one title match that could genuinely go either way, where you could see why Orton would win it, and you could see why Kofi would win it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And
you can believe either. Like you wouldn't be shocked. You're not going to be shocked if Randy wins that.
At the end of the day, I wouldn't be upset with either winning either. Exactly. I wouldn't be upset if Randy won.
I love Orton as a heel. I love him as a heel.
Orton is. I don't like the face section, but Orton is in general. Orton's a great.
When Orton's into a feud, it's fantastic, and you can tell he's really into this. So
yeah, because I think he gets it. He gets the story. He gets the idea.
Yeah,
it's tough for me, this one, because I honestly do believe that Randy Orton is going to be champion going into the switch on SmackDown. I do think he's going to be SmackDown champion when Fox start in October. If this had been in September, Randy Orton easy for me. I just don't know now. Like I do believe Orton's
make a decision, dude.
Gonna be champ. I just think Kofi keeps this one. Orton wins it next month. and then he'll go into SmackDown as champ. I do think Orton starts the Fox era as champ, though. I think they'll do that.
It's called the Fox era.
The Fox era.
Era of the Fox.
But yeah, I think Kofi will get one last big pop, and then they put the strap on Orton next month.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Universal Championship, Brock versus Seth. Jack, who have you got?
I beg, do not put the title back on Seth. I beg.
They're going to do it.
How weird is this that everyone actually now wants Brock Lesnar to be champ?
Because Seth Rollins is just a tit.
Seth's character.
That's my reasoning. There you go. I didn't think of a reason because I just Brock Lesnar's with Seth Rollins is a tit. That is my reason. Matt's given a whole fucking essay on why he thinks Brock Lesnar's winning. Seth Rollins has proved time and time again that he cannot be the top face of the company. How he can't even be a mid-card face. If Rollins wins this, I won't watch Raw until he drops the belt. I'll delete it from my record list on Sky. It's going to be on BD soon, so that doesn't matter. And the only segments I'll watch on the YouTube are the 24/7 title stuff and anything with the Fiend. I don't care if it's getting better. Seth Rollins needs to go away for a long time. He can't cut a promo. His wrestling ability is whining, and his Twitter game is worse than an unwashed, sweaty, blue wash gash.
Wow. Seth Rollins fans, I'm starting to feel.
Scathing.
I'm going to change his pick to Seth Rollins. Big Seth Rollins.
Smoothman has gone for Lesnar. Reason being, hate to see it, but Lesnar has to win this, so Seth can lose his shit and become a heel again. I don't even become a heel off this one. I've gone for Borky Lenzer. I think it has to be a Bork one. With Raw this week, with Seth basically being dead coming in this week, even after like a week ago of him taking all the F5s that could be given to him ever. He's still dead from that, and then he comes down and takes another beating. There's no way he can come back into this match at SummerSlam and be ready. And if Lesnar loses to an injured Seth Rollins, it makes him look weak, and Borky does not look weak.
If Seth Rollins wins, I don't think the crowd. I don't think you'd get a pop at all.
You won't get the overcoming the odds pop. You won't get Daniel Bryan or The Rock overcoming all the odds pop. You won't get that. It'll be a lackluster. Yeah, well done.
And I'm assuming this is going to be main event. I don't see why wouldn't it. It's Brock Lesnar.
From what I was reading, they're actually going to give him a chance to wrestle, apparently, as well. So, if Rollins can, but it's not going to be like what WrestleMania was, you know?
The only thing I can say is fair play Seth Rollins taking all those F5s on chairs and stretchers and whatnot, but your time's come and gone, mate. You need to go back to the mid-card, hold the US title, feud with AJ for the US title.
He needs a heel run. He needs to go back to being a bastard again.
Yeah, we need to be allowed to hate him instead of ruining him.
Just everything he's done since he's been champion, whether it's been WWE's fault or his fault, either way, because it's not all his fault.
I don't know. I think Rollins has had a really good opportunity with Reigns moving and Lesnar, dropping the belt and getting the belt. I think the opportunity that Rollins has had has been immense, and I don't think he's stepped up enough to take it. I don't think this one can be blamed on poor writing for him because he's had good writing.
I think he can in the sense of the whole Seth and Becky storyline, because that was fucking horrendous.
Becky stuff's been fucking woeful, and the Baron Corbin and the mixed match stuff and the corny shit with Becky. It's just been awful. I'm sorry, but it's been shit.
Yeah, but is that because of the way it's been presented?
But that's the way it's been booked. But Seth hasn't. Neither Seth or Becky hasn't done anything to try and be
I'll just say one thing with this very quickly.
That's why I don't think he's shone very brightly in it.
Seth not being on the cover of WWE 2K20 speaks volumes.
He's already done it.
I don't care whether he's already done it. But you'd have thought it'd be him and Becky on the front cover, but it's Becky and Roman.
Roman's had a big year, hasn't
he? So Seth, though, he beat Brock Lesnar. Shouldn't that be?
Yeah, Roman beat leukemia.
Of almost like all wrestlers at the minute, but but you know what I mean. From a wrestling point of view, Seth's pretty much had it handed on a plate.
Thinking about
he's just far too hot-headed. He needs to get Twitter banned from his phone because it's fucking terrible. I think at this moment in time, Becky needs to have Twitter banned from her phone because she's being fucking shite as well at this point.
Yeah, the Becky arrogance that's coming through is what's spoiling this.
Yeah, just
arrogance.
Give me Brock.
But yeah, Brock for me too. Like for all the same reasons. Like you can't have Seth win it back.
No.
Give someone else a go. I'm tired. Let's bugger off Seth. Drop down a bit. Feud with AJ for a little bit for the US title. That would work. Do some
the whole thing. The whole thing with like AEW. Oh, they're taking food off our plate. Just shut up, mate.
Shut up, Seth.
Just
they're not.
You're not helping yourself.
Yeah. So Lesnar, it's the first time in a long time I actually want Lesnar to win because I actually really enjoyed Lesnar being Money in the Bank and stuff. I've really enjoyed it. I like this Lesnar run. I've liked more than most.
Oh, this Lesnar run's been class.
The Money in the Bank stuff was brilliant. I thought he was brilliant with the briefcase, with the little running man stuff. Yes, Brock.
It was very entertaining. I did enjoy it.
And I think it's been booked well. Like I think Brock Lesnar's been booked all right at the minute. So yeah, Brock can keep for a little bit. It's fine.
Yes, indeed. So that concludes our predictions. Shall we go into Raw and SmackDown, or are we? Is there anything else you want to
go through it? Go through it quick.
Yeah, we can have a quick run through on it.
I don't think there was much to really talk about. I think we talked about most of it during the predictions.
Yeah. Well then, okay. So, oh God, you had. I'm starting with
Do we expect some of the Roman Reigns stuff to be on SummerSlam?
I'm sure it will. Like
be mentioned.
this card isn't finalized. Like I said to you, Darry, when I sent you the cards, I was like, we both know that this card's not. There's going to be 5 more matches added to this card.
Yeah, very much so. Okay, so Raw started. It had the Becky and Charlotte versus Natalia and Trish thing. The match was irritating, but whatever. But it did have a very, very good Becky Lynch promo after the match, and had a really, really shit Natalia response promo.
Shit.
Yeah. Oh, it was bad. Becky was talking about, I'll be your representative Canada, and
that promo kind of did go back a little bit to the whole man thing. Which was good to see.
Yeah, it was. It was a bit more attitude from Becky, which is what we need to see more of.
Yeah, less arrogance, more attitude.
Yeah, agreed. And Natalia's response was terrible, but we won't go into that.
It was awful, wasn't it?
So next on the card we had.
And Trish Stratus being in a tag match, but not actually tagging in.
Yeah.
Top quality.
Way to earn that payday. Andrade and Rey Mysterio.
Oh, these two need to feud forever.
You could just watch. Not even bored of it. Like how many times have we seen them fight? I'm not bored. Every week I can watch them.
Every match they've had, they they're always going to hit a Canadian Destroyer, and every time I pop like a little bitch because it looks so good.
I love a Canadian Destroyer. It's just
to be honest, good. Yeah, it's brilliant. Ray's been great coming back. He's taken bumps, he's taken wins. You know what I mean? I think he's booked himself really well. Maybe that's Fiend's next target. There you go. Go back to that.
Oh,
Mysterio. I could do that. And Almas is just brilliant, and Zelina Vega's just my favorite. Like I love her. She's amazing. It all works.
Yes, and yes, one with a good old fashioned interference with Vega, and then Hammerlock DDT, bang, death. Love it.
Yeah, he does that DDT quite well, actually.
Oh, he loves it. It looks fucking killer. He did one draping off the top rope, and it destroyed Drew McIntyre's arm.
Yeah, it's just everything ripped out of its place, isn't it?
Yes.
I think that was because Drew held onto the rope a bit more, but it did look fucking lethal.
Yeah, he completely tore his bicep, didn't he? Right then, so Maria Kanellis' OBGYN appointment. I half called this. I said something's going to happen in the OBGYN appointment because she mentioned it. And lo and behold, Mike Kanellis pinned Maria Kanellis while she's sitting down on stirrups.
We did say last week, what's the end game for all this? And
nothing.
And that was it.
But no, that was the end game. Mike Kanellis got his revenge finally. He finally got the title back, and then Truth won it back anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Why Truth was dressed as the woman and Carmella was dressed as the man? Don't quite understand it, but it's
get
fine.
a few more laughs, isn't it?
It was good.
Yeah,
that's probably Truth's idea.
It's a lot of fun. And from what I'm reading, like they're all quite happy for Truth to just keep running with it a little bit, and they as well. So this has been great for Truth and Carmella. I think this has been great. I love the 24/7 stuff.
It's been fantastic for Drake as
well. They need to just be careful to not always end up putting it back on Truth, because then it'd be like, what's the point if he or she wins it if it's just going to go back on Truth?
Yeah, Drake needs it for a couple of weeks, or Titus needs it for a couple of weeks, or someone like that. Just another.
Or just put it on someone else. Yeah, let them feud with someone else and come back to Truth in a few weeks.
Give it to a ref. Be fantastic.
Give it to Vince. I just want someone pinning Vince. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, fucking great.
Just get Briscoe back. Just put it on
Give
Briscoe.
it to Vince and then have Titus O'Neil pin Vince. Yes.
Yes.
Retribution. Free Titus.
Free Titus for life. Next up, we have the Seth death. We've already just been over that. Next, we have Viking Raiders destroying some local competitors. Again, I'm perfectly fine with Viking Raiders killing more children.
It has to stop soon.
No, it doesn't. Not for
I think it will after SummerSlam. I think they'll finally.
Someone will come out. And fight them.
I think they'll need to start pushing towards the title picture. I think when they haven't got anything, you might as well put them against droppers just to get them on TV and be like, fuck me, these guys.
I just want at the end like another tag team's music to come out, and I don't know who.
Yeah, I think that'll probably happen.
Fight someone, you know,
on the Raw, because this is like after every pay per view, you need to refresh and restart a little bit. I think they'll go to another pay per view.
Here, DIY's theme, and then there you go.
Don't tease.
Well, the Usos haven't put with the Usos; they're not tight champions.
Yeah, haven't put them for the Usos, and then that could be like a kind of like unconfirmed number one contenders kind of thing.
Yeah. Be a good match too.
Ding, indeed. Drew McIntyre versus Cedric Alexander with Kurt Angle as special guest referee because reasons. Because
it was obvious what was going to happen when you saw guest referee, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah, and then
it's in Philly. Gives the Philly crowd a massive pop, hometown hero.
Yes,
yeah.
And
then the lights go out.
Yeah, and the lights go out. The pop was mega with that. That's pretty pop of the night. And then the Fiend came out and hit the mandible claw on Kurt Angle, which looks like that's going to
be his new thing.
That looks like it's.
I think it's a mixture of
that's his
new thing, and maybe Kurt wasn't clear to maybe take a bump.
Maybe, or
so
maybe
it kind of makes sense. But then again, he did wrestle like 4 months ago, so.
Well, then because Bray didn't have a submission move, did he?
No.
So maybe the Fiend has the mandible claw as a finisher /
I'm more than fucking happy that if Mick
he
Foley
does it well.
Mick Foley seems to have given him permission by making him
or next week
destroying him.
Or next week Fiend comes out and does the ankle lock. And then just one by one, whoever he beats, he uses their finisher the following week. That's
yeah, he steals their finisher. Yeah. I can't wait to see him do the coup de grace. Then that'd be cool.
I'll do Bloody Sunday, to be honest. The OC versus New Day and Ricochet. Yay, that happened. That was actually a good match, to be honest.
It was a decent match. Nothing really of
solid performers putting on a solid match.
Yeah. I don't have much else to add other than that. Oh, yes, of course. I forgot to mention Joe at the beginning of the night coming out and cutting a pretty cool promo and be like, hey.
Ripping the shit into Michael Cole. Michael Cole just stood there like...
Michael,
there was a pole. I don't care if there's a pole, man.
You can clearly tell that Michael Cole did not expect that to happen.
No, I don't think they had prepped Michael Cole properly for what was going to happen, was it? Because he proper shit.
Even if they did, if you had a fucking Samoa Joe in your face cutting a promo, I think I would shit myself as well. Even if I was prepared to the moon for it.
Yeah, it was very good. And then he went out. He went out in the parking lot looking for the big dog, and then the big dog is there. And then he goes shit and gets nearly, and then someone runs into the back of his car.
Didn't even bleep it on anything. Shit.
Well, they don't bleep shits on there now, do they?
So no, Corey Graves did it when they went through the ring. The ring, the setup, the stage. That's what I'm looking for. Thanks.
I do really like this because at first I was like, why is Samoa Joe helping Roman? Why is he calling for medics? And I was like, this could be into a like, no one's allowed to kill you other than me.
Yeah.
Kind of storyline.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
and that storyline like that suits Joe perfect.
Yeah,
that's fine. So, okay, then seeing as we're on this part now, who do you think it is?
I'm sticking with Buddy Murphy.
Hey,
it got announced on SmackDown who was in the car.
Was it?
What Buddy Murphy saying it was Rowan?
It was Rowan.
Buddy Murphy said it was Rowan.
Yeah, and Rowan was stood there like, and Daniel Bryan was like, "What the fuck? I did it for the planet."
Captain Planet.
If it means that it gets Buddy Murphy on some TV and it gets Rowan a push, I'm all right with it.
I'm okay with it to an extent.
And who loves it? I love a whodunit. I love a who done over. They're the best, aren't they?
Then,
when Rikishi comes out.
Yes, I did it for The Rock. Next up on the night we have a match that was probably supposed to be on SummerSlam but was bumped. The Iconics versus the Kabuki Warriors versus Bliss and Cross versus Rose and DeVille.
The hatred for Alexa Bliss winning another title was totally unnecessary for me.
It makes so much sense. They're the only team on TV, and finally puts the belts.
And
on
it's good
TV.
for Nikki Cross.
Exactly, her first ever title.
I think it's good. I'm a bit gutted. I feel that the Iconics have been screwed a little bit because they hadn't been screwed anything written. You know,
they've not been booked in any actual title defenses at all. So they come out looking hella weak. Kabuki Warriors come out this,
but they're not on TV. So at the end of the day, even if they look strong or weak, they were never on TV.
The reason and what didn't help is that big dramatic way that Paige pulled them out the ring and how injured the Kabuki Warriors were looking. Like, at least man up a little bit. They're tough girls. Like the way that they were all there and Paige was like carrying them out, and you're like, oh god, yeah, they booked them, too weak. But I'm pleased. I love the Iconics though, but I just feel a bit sorry for them. But they had to lose them titles. That wasn't going anywhere.
But you see, I don't think they had to lose the titles. I just think they had to feature the titles more on TV for them to be more credible. But either way, yeah, poor Asuka, man. Oh, this is just so bad.
Yeah.
You mean the Io Shirai?
Oh, not Io Shirai, no, sorry. I do actually mean Asuka. Jesus Christ. So, yes,
so it's not fair.
I'm just hoping that they need some sort of feud. I'm hoping that Kairi Sane gets pissed off because she was the one that got pinned even.
Yeah.
And then that leads to a feud with them. And then that could be the feud leading to when eventually Cross and Bliss come out.
Yes.
I'm still sticking to that. The only reason they made that tag team was to give Paige something to do. Nothing for Kairi Sane or Asuka was thought about that.
I think it wasn't for the girls, it was for Paige.
Probably, yeah.
And the final part of the night, we had The Miz revealing Dolph Ziggler will face Goldberg at SummerSlam. It was a pretty big pop for that one, really, wasn't it? Big old bait and switch there. And then Goldberg comes out. Ziggler's like, I ain't having none of this, fam. Sort of goes up the ramp, and then HBK's like, out of nowhere. And then, like, a sweet chin music.
Is this leading, though, eventually? Like, I hope it is going to lead to HBK Dolph Ziggler, yeah? We are going to see.
Of course it is.
Yeah. That's 2 super kicks now.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get away with that. There has to be a match. And you know what? I think Goldberg got a decent pop. The entrance was good. The Your Next thing he hasn't done for ages, so I'm pleased with that. And I think everyone does want Goldberg to have that one last good match, didn't they? Like, okay, then you can go. Fine.
As a WCW kid, yes.
Yeah,
that was
go out on a high.
I was. Yeah. See, I think I was quite big. I even tried to defend David Arquette winning the title. Do you know that back in the day?
3Gs.
And even when you're arguing, inside that you should just shut up. You can't defend it. But I did try and defend it. But,
I have those most days. Right then. So that concludes Raw. We will head on to Smacketh Downeth. Starting off with Charlotte Flair and Trish, where the only thing that's worth noting from this is Trish's slap where she literally just brushes Charlotte's hair.
Yeah.
It was a bit piss poor.
Makes me worry that there was a tag match, didn't see Trish wrestle anything. She couldn't connect with a slap. Just makes me worry. Like, Charlotte Trish should be almost like a woman's dream match, you know? If Trish can't go, it's going to be poor.
Well, she at Evolution. I didn't really think she could. She wasn't what she was in the past. Thought her and Nita were quite sluggish.
Yeah,
but I don't know how much practice they have, if you will.
This should be a big deal, you know. If she's got one last match in her, but you have to be able to have that one last match in you. You can't just use it as a phrase, you know. Oh, one more match. You have to be able to do that one more match, and it just makes me nervous that we haven't seen Trish do anything yet. So we'll find out Sunday, I suppose.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you on that one. So next up is Dolph Ziggler versus Rey Mysterio. Dolph Ziggler comes out to Goldberg's entrance. I mean, it was so.
I've got a real gripe with this.
What? Have you gone and explain?
It made so much sense for Dolph Ziggler just to destroy Rey Mysterio at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Dolph doesn't need to win. We all know he's going to lose on Sunday, so there's no point in him winning here. Have him destroy Rey Mysterio, fine and dandy. Have Ali come out and then lose within 2 minutes. Ali's supposed to be #1 contender for the IC Championship. Yeah. What was the point in that?
Yeah, Dolph doesn't come out there.
Dolph Ziggler doesn't need the win. We all know he's going to lose. So what's the point of having him win? You've just harmed your number one contender for your IC
or
championship.
even have it as a no DQ, have it as a DQ finish. Have it Ziggler just overstep the mark or hit him with a chair or something.
Or just not bring Ali into it and just.
They could have used anyone. The guy that's meant to be, you're assuming is going to be added to the card to try and take Nakamura's IC titles, lost to Ziggler in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
They should have stopped at the swatting Ray bit and then doing the promo. That was perfect, I thought. If they left it at that'd be perfect.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah. Next up was the Roman Reigns interview by Kayla Braxton, where basically just discussed all everything that had been going on with the look, Roman, look out, and then look, a car's going to hit me, and he then apologizes to Samoa Joe, saying, hey, look, I'm clearly you weren't a part of it. I think you were. I'm sorry, bro. We're cool, etc. Blah 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 blah. And then he vows to find out whoever did it by the end of the night. ... And then Emberman versus Natalia happened, and we've been over this one already.
Yep.
We're not going to go over that anymore. And then a KO segment with Kevin Owens.
Poor Ember.
Poor Ember. Kevin Owens show with Shane McMahon. Shane gets the upper hand here as well, of course, because Shane has to have the upper hand in every
Big
situation.
fan of Shane flipping the announce table onto Kevin Owens and then shouting in his face, "You've gone too far." Like, all right, Shane, nice one, mate.
And then, of course, putting the chair up against his head and kicking him.
Yeah, it looked good. It was brutal. Looked brutal. I was sitting there thinking, when you forget what you're watching and you're like, oh my god, poor Kevin Owens, and you feel it. I was into it, loved it, I enjoyed it.
I'll tell you what, it was good to see Shane with actual aggression. We don't see that very often. All he does is like his flurry of punches and looks a bit cold and is a bit cocky. But yeah, this is actual aggression from Shane, and it was good to see.
Yeah.
As Darius said, it ended up with Shane and Kevin Owens brawling, and then ended up at the announce table. Elias got involved. Shane ended up sort of chopping Kevin Owens onto the table, rolled off, beat up. The table was rolled onto Kevin Owens, who was trapped in the corner, beaten up a bit more, chair placed against his head, and a big old swift kick. KO knocked out. The end of that one, really.
So well done, well by Shane. Yeah, it was all good. Yeah, props.
Nothing else to add, really. And then we had Aleister Black and Sami Zayn. Oh, another one rumored for SummerSlam, which is now not going to happen.
I don't mind it being here. I think it would have got more time here than it would on SummerSlam. So it's fine. Sami
Zayn, man. It's not heat. It's just irritating now.
Yeah,
I think it's the way I see it. It's more annoyance because you just don't know what his game is.
Yeah,
they don't have anything for him. Like
he's got no direction whatsoever
right now at all. I see Sami Zayn will just drift out like Dean Ambrose. Just they've got nothing for him. The character's not working. What WWE try and book him doesn't fit Sami Zayn. I think he needs to go and wrestle somewhere else.
He needs to go back. He needs to go to AEW or maybe go back to NXT. I would love to see him back at NXT.
I'd love that, but I can't see that. I mean, they're even doubting putting Apollo back in NXT, aren't they? And that actually worked last week. So I think AEW for Sami Zayn would be perfect. It honestly would. It would be good for him. He needs it because he doesn't look like he has any direction, and they clearly don't seem to have anything for him.
No,
but he
don't
makes
know what to do with him.
Just the more and more I see of the Black Mass, the more and more I fall in love with it.
Oh, Black Mass is a fantastic move.
Everyone sold it to perfection so far.
The thing with Sammy is he's falling more and more and more into the Dolph Ziggler category.
Yes,
which is alarming.
Exactly that he's in that.
Yeah, he needs to get out now.
Yeah.
Oh, to be fair, when all your best mates have jogged on, then Allah, Pac, and others, then you're probably not all invested in it anymore. You're probably just there.
I guess so.
And I think the thing is like Sami Zayn's on a Kevin Owens level of performance, and KO's going off obviously onto his thing. And but the thing is, even as fans, where do we see Sami Zayn? Where would we even want us? I don't think anyone. If Sami Zayn was to leave, I don't think I'd miss him. I'd kind of encourage it almost, like I did with the Dean Ambrose thing. I wasn't upset, like, because he wasn't going anywhere. So I think the same for Sami Zayn. I think he needs it. You know?
Yeah, I could only agree with that. So, in summary, Sami Zayn came out, denounced Aleister Black a bit more, and then Aleister Black went, no, you thought our match was going to be sometime in the future, but no, it's going to be tonight. Rickety noise, he comes up and then beats him up. Black Mass death. Fine. Game over. Next, we have the
Kofi. Aleister Black is awesome, by the way.
Oh, Aleister Black's fantastic.
Oh, he always is.
Yeah.
They're still keeping a bit of mystique about him, and I like that. Kofi responds to Randy Orton, and of course, they had the fantastic promos there. That was fantastic. We've been over that already. And then the last wrestling match of the night was New Day versus New Daniel Bryan and Rowan. Very good match. As always,
the spear from Big E through the ropes looked really quite painful. Like, because Daniel Bryan just about got up onto the ring apron in time as he was there, and
you don't see it. You don't see it too often nowadays, because obviously he did that one where he nearly fucking decapitated himself.
Big E's got to stop.
So when he does it, it's like, oh, stop, please. I don't want to.
Please don't do that, no. So then, during the match, was it during the match? Was it during the match or after the match? It cut to
Roman
backstage.
thing. It was after.
I was after. Okay, then. After the match, you had Roman go and call out Buddy Murphy and be like, "Hey, what happened?" And then Buddy Murphy basically said that if it was him who did it, I wouldn't tell him anyway, and blah blah blah. You know, giving it the cocky heel attitude. And Roman beats the shit out of him, and then Buddy says it was Roman.
It really annoys me because I thought this was the best Roman looked in a long time. I thought he looked absolutely class. Buddy Murphy looks like a little bitch. It's like, for fuck's sake.
But then it feeds into what is, in theory, what it actually is Roman Reigns is, he's the locker room leader. And Buddy Murphy's just a cocky, arrogant guy who thinks he knows better than everyone else.
I love Buddy Murphy. I'm glad he's involved in it.
Yeah,
and somehow.
Finally he's got something
to do.
I think it's cool. And thus concludes.
I still think it's going to be
SmackDown.
Joe anyway. I think it's going to be Joe. I think the apology was like way too over the top in the Roman interview, so I still think it's going to be Joe.
Joe's involved. I think it's
as long as it's like I said earlier, as long as it's no one's going to kill you except for fucking me. Then I'll be fine with it.
Yes.
Sad.
So that concludes Raw and SmackDown. I don't think we're going to go into NXT. I haven't watched it, so I'm not going to go into it. So,
I haven't watched any G1, but you don't know what a Japan is, so
we're not doing Japan tonight. I'm hosting. I can get away with saying no, we're not now. So one night I can get away with it. If Rhythm was here, you guys would be talking about G1, and I'd be going off and having a smoke. So, right then. So I think we shall call it quits here. Everyone okay with that? Unless anything else anyone wants to add.
I think so.
Dari, plug your
stuff. CMG,
plug
my man.
My stuff. Plug CMG. CMG. Just put on Twitter, Sentiment Gaming. All the socials come up on the pinned tweet. Me and Kanga are in it. We're obviously the best that there is, but there are some other good ones. There are a couple that turn up, No, there's some great content. We've just added Grego as well, which is really exciting. Young up and coming streamers. Love it. It's me sounding like an old man. Been doing it for years. Come and check me out. I'm Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays guaranteed with a few bonus thrown in.
Dari does WWE 2K streams as well. So.
I do every Sunday. It's a guest GM, so get in there if you want to. Basically, we've got rosters, 3 shows. You pick dream matches from the rosters, and we put them out on a Sunday. And then there's commissioners that pick pay-per-views at the end of that month for each show. It's a great idea, and it's once a week. It's a lot of fun. Although I did 10 hours of it last Sunday. Woo, 10 hours of 2K
was in and out of it, and I was like, Jesus Christ, you're not bored.
When I turned it off, the language, I was like, I'm never fucking getting so far behind my universe again. Even if I'm sick, I will be streaming. 10 hours of 2K on AI versus AI is an experience, especially when everyone wants to pick 6-man pin matches. But it's a lot of fun. So come and check out the rest of it on Sunday. It is actually a lot of fun.
We love Dari. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for guesting this week. Much appreciated, my friend.
Having me. Thanks for a big show, big name. Kind of any old has-beens.
Hopefully, you do well in the guest league as well, because Toaster is still the man to draw with, essentially, seeing as he got 5 out of 5.
Well, then you've got to beat Toast, man. We can't have Toasty
I hope so.
win.
The 5 you picked, it's just the Gulak Lorcan one worries me.
We'll be fine. Don't worry. We'll be fine.
We'll see.
Right then, guys. Thank you very, very, very much for listening. Is there anything I need to do to end the podcast? Because I can't remember whether I
plug everything.
Plug
Twitter,
everything. Okay. Make sure you
website,
follow
YouTube.
Okay then, Ted. There we go. So make sure you leave your 5-star reviews on Twitter. No, on iTunes. Leave a 5-star review on Twitter if you want. Follow us on Twitter at BadBookersWP. I set up the Twitter and I can't remember what it was. BadBookersWP. Make sure you check out the website www.badbookers.co.uk or .com.
Wow, I don't even know the website. Do you? Badbookers.com.
Badbookers.com. Make sure you check out that. I'm so bad tonight.
Links will be in the description.
Make sure you check out Palsam TV as well. And with that, I've been your host, Chris. Say goodbye, Jack and Darry, and I'll see you soon.